April 2nd has been known as Autism Awareness Day for nearly 14 years. This is because the organization Autism Speaks has been spreading marketing and advertisements to light it up Autism Awareness Day on April 2nd. While Autism Speaks is renowned as the #1 organization that people think of when they think of autism, it has many different things that it has done makes it very harmful. It has campaigns such as the puzzle piece is its symbol for autism, light it up blue, and I am autism advertisements. Many people think of them first and they say this is a great organization who's raising money and awareness for autism. However, people who are actually autistic cringe and shy away from them because they know that at the root of their movements there's eugenics, ableism, and misogyny. Autism Speaks has been using the puzzle piece, which was first coined in 1963, according to Cassandra Crossman, when the National Autistic Society came up with a symbol to represent autism. Gerald Gasson and the board members on it said that autism is a puzzling condition, so they came up with the puzzle piece as a way to represent that. Their original logo had a weeping child in the middle of it, because it was said that autism takes your childhood and there was a loss of what they were losing. However, we know that that is not true. According to Paula Jessup, she said that when this is problematic for autistic people, they don't want to be referred to as someone with a puzzling condition. No one wants to think of themselves as broken or a problem that needs to be solved. And when you use the puzzle piece, you're stating that someone doesn't fit in this world, that our world is meant for one thing and they're different. There's no place for them. They need to change. Alternatives to the puzzle piece, if you'd like to represent autism and still use symbols because you are ready for autism awareness and acceptance, is many autistics like the loop. It has a rainbow loop to represent the spectrum that is autism. Autism Speaks also supports the campaign Light It Up Blue. And while this campaign sounds like a great idea, in April you wear blue to show that you're an autism awareness advocate. You support people with autism. However, because blue in society is linked to males, the idea of wearing blue in April has been also shown that females are being diagnosed with autism. Everyone associates autism with males. Females get pushed under the rug. They don't have access to the resources, and people don't take them seriously when they say, I am autistic, as it looks a little bit differently. In addition to Light It Up Blue, it then goes into misogyny, which furthers a stigma around autism when you're trying to change it and advocate for both sides of those on the spectrum. If you'd like a different way to show that you are aware and acceptant, there is the Walk in Red for Acceptance campaign. This is the idea that we are not just aware of autism, we are aware of things like the sky and people around us. But acceptance is where we show that you might not look like us or understand things the same way, but I'm going to make space in my world so that you still have a place to sit next to me, that you can still learn in a classroom that maybe looks a little different, but we accept you. We're not asking you to change. We're not asking you to be different. Autism Speaks has supported a lot of different campaigns, but their #1 harmful campaign for their I Am Autism. Sarah Luderman wrote in an article for the Washington Post that this campaign stigma and further this by saying I am more devastating than pediatric AIDS, obesity, and diabetes combined. The advertisement itself states that I will come in for seek financial ruin, I will separate your families, and I will kill your parents' marriage and their dreams for their children. This idea is rooted in a disability first kind of world where autism is not just a disability but a disease and needs to be cured like cancer because it is unable to grow in a place that children are around. It supports the idea that we need to cure autism and get rid of it, but autism is not a disease. It is a disability that impacts the way people perceive things, understand emotions, and feel different senses. We need to change our society, not the person itself. When you say that you want a cure for autism, you're stating that you support eugenics. The only cure for autism is to get rid of those who have autism. The idea of Autism Speaks also supports ABA therapy, which teaches someone to mask their autism. You're acceptable in society only if you act like those in society, and it furthers the stigma that autism is an undesirable trait and we do not want it present here. And many people want to support autism, so they think of Autism Speaks and Next for Autism, who's links to Autism Speaks, such as Mark Rober, who recently did a color run that raised a bunch of money. However, that money will not go to the things that those in the autistic community say is the best, because it is not in organizations that are chaired by those who are actually autistic. Other organizations to support are ASAN, the Autism Self-Advocacy Network, which is started by and ran by those who are actually autistic in the community so they can state what is actually best for them and what will help them. In addition, Autism Canada, who once again has people on the board who can give input and give ideas on how we can best further acceptance, not just awareness. Many different movements such as Light It Up Blue and the Puzzle Piece and I Am Autism campaigns are harmful. But one of the biggest things that is not harmful is Nothing About Us Without Us. Like Mark Rober's foundation, where he had this color run and a fundraiser for those with autism, when people who had autism spoke out about it, it didn't change. He didn't fix it to where it would include those with autism. He said, well, this is for us. You cannot have something about awareness and acceptance if you're not going to first take input for those with whatever you are trying to promote. Autism Speaks has done this a lot. While there are many things you can do, we can support ASAN, Autism Canada, Walk in Red, and the Infinity Loop, but please do not support Autism Speaks, because they, in turn, support eugenics, ableism, and ABA therapy, which is harmful and degenerative and promotes a stigma against autism. While it is incredible to see the month of April where people are trying to be supportive and raise awareness of autism, it is harmful in the community because Autism Speaks, Next for Autism, and other harmful organizations are brought up. So, in the future, when you're trying to figure out how best to learn and support and advocate for, please consider other resources, as they will further and benefit the community and they've had input from those in the community.